Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 10-inch Hulk by Crazy Toys, and we're also going to be doing a weathering job on him. First note, I actually weathered him once already and then I try to wash most of it off so I can show you the process. So, real quick note, he doesn't look exactly like this out of the box, although pretty damn close. So it is really a great figure. If you're not familiar with Crazy Toys, I'm just going to show you really quickly because I have used Crazy Toys before. They are a China-based company, I believe, that does non-licensed figures. I decided to purchase a Kylo Ren from months ago. Get him posed up a little bit. This is the Kylo Ren. I think I paid like 45 or 50 bucks for him. I did do some paint work on his helmet and did some other paint applications to make him look a little bit better than what he does out of the box. But I'm really happy with him. In most of all cases in my Star Wars room, I use only Hot Toys, Sideshow, and Medicom. This particular instance, I just didn't feel like spending the extra money for the Kylo Ren, so I wanted to try out the Crazy Toys just for fun. So on to the review. This is a heavy plastic figure. I'd say he weighs at least a couple of pounds. At least maybe 2 or 3 pounds. Now maybe closer to 2. It's solid. It comes in 3 pieces. You get the bottom half is one. The torso with the head is piece number 2, and then the 2 arms. And then you just kind of put it all together. Paid, I believe, $12.99 for this figure off of AliExpress, and that was with shipping. So I think for 13 bucks, basically, you get a really fantastic figure. Now he's not posable. He comes in just one pose when you put his arms on and put his torso in. So we'll take a little bit closer look. Again, he's 10 inches. I don't know what scale that would be. Probably like a 1/10 scale. But just a fabulous looking sculpt. You can see there's some areas where the 2 arms meet, but it's not that noticeable, especially since I've already gone in here and put some paint applications on it already. Now I do believe his face is actually a separate piece as well, but it comes attached when you receive it, but I can kind of tell where the green isn't quite the same as the rest of the body. But the detail on the face is really good. Kind of get in there and let you take a look. Again, just an excellent looking figure for, I mean, 13 bucks, and for the weight and for the detail. Now again, I already said it once, I'm going to say it again. He doesn't look exactly like this out of the box. The weathering that I did on it already, I tried to wash most of it off because I wanted to show you guys the techniques that I use. But there's still some that's been left. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get my paint ready, my brush, and we'll be right back and we'll go ahead and start on this. Alright, so I think we're ready to go. I'm going to be using the Tempera paint. It's a water-based paint. It's almost like a finger paint almost. It's the same one I use on a lot of my other projects that I do. I'm just going to be putting some in a bowl, which is right here. Now sometimes when I use this, I'll mix it with a little bit of water, and sometimes I just put it straight on. So I just have the brush. And I'm just going to pretty much put it on everywhere. The only thing I'm going to avoid is his teeth. I don't want to get black on his teeth. But this couldn't be more simple. Now some people ask me, why don't I just use panel wash or something like that? And I have used panel wash in the past, but that's really for really small items that I would use that on. I prefer to do this type of technique because it gives me more of a random, chaotic type of pattern, and when you're doing a weathering job, that's exactly kind of what you want to get. some more of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on everywhere, because with this paint I'm going to let it dry, and then I can actually just come back with my fingers and take off whatever I want. Also too, I use this kind of paint because it's really cheap. I still got the same bottle from like last year, and I only paid like $3 or something for it. So get right there into the crease of his back. Get on his pants. And yeah, this is really simple. Now, if you have any questions about my weathering or whatever, always feel free to leave a comment down below. I kind of developed this technique too just because I didn't want to be the same as a lot of other YouTubers on how they do theirs. Just wanted to develop my own special style. And I think with almost all of my projects that I do, I really get a really good end result with doing this way. Again, it's a little bit messy. You're going to get stuff on your fingers. This stuff washes off. Now, if you let it sit on your fingers long enough, it might take a day or two before it's all removed. But again, it's water-based. If you get it on the thing, like here, I just put some on here. It's going to wipe off. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so we're almost finished. Let me get a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is after I do this, I'm going to stop the camera and I'm just going to let this dry. It'll take like, I don't know, a half hour or something, and then we'll come back and I'll show you some of the results that come from just doing this right here. Yeah, so what I did originally is I actually had already done all of this, and he looked awesome, and I was like, wait, you know what, I should do a video on it, so that's why I kind of washed most of it off. I could have probably really scrubbed with some soap and water and got them completely clean, but I think this is okay like this. Alright, so he's just about completely covered. Doesn't matter if I miss a couple spots either, because when I come back through, you'll see how we'll be able to get some other spots if we end up missing something. We'll do some across his head right here. Alright, so that's it. Again, I avoided his teeth. I probably could get his teeth that way and probably get some on there, but just in case if it dyes it a little bit, because his teeth are white, I don't want to chance that, so we'll just leave that the way it is. So there it is. He's pretty much covered. I'm going to pause the camera now and we'll come back in about a half hour or so. Alright, so we're back. It's been about a half hour and most of all the paint has now dried. Doesn't it look wonderful? Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start taking off the paint. See here how it's dried. Now if I can just keep doing this and just leave exactly what I want. This might take a while, so what I'm going to do is actually going to put this underneath the faucet just like I did the first time, so it takes some of this off. But you can see how it's giving it a lot of detail and depth. And again, I could just keep going like this if I want and then get exactly the look. See how that's starting to come out. So see, you get the random, if I go like this, I'm just randomly taking off spots and it gives it a certain look. Let here on the back. Now I can also use a damp cloth to take some of this off. Really almost anything, and that's what's going to give me the random looks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this underneath the sink, run some water on it just to loosen some of it up, and then we'll take a look at it again in just a second. So I'm actually just going to take this over and put it right in the faucet. And again, the reason why I'm going to do this, I'm going to put down a towel as well. You can see this towel right here. Now, could I have done this when it was still wet? Yeah, I could have. But again, I just want to get everything just so random looking. Again, even if I get most of this on the towel, it's okay, because it's all going to wash off. Now some people are like, there we go, that's what I'm used to seeing, all the messy stuff. See how that's starting to come out? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play with this more. I just wanted to show you the basic on how I start it. I'm going to run it underneath the faucet again, and I'm going to let some of the water and the color get into his muscle areas, into the parts of his pants, his hands, his knuckles, his toes, everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and then let it dry again, and then we'll come back one more time. So yeah, looking good. Just show you a little bit more before I let this set again. Get this out of the way. Get some of that detail in there. Again, I could have just wiped this off while it was dry, but I want to get all of these different textures. Get really in here close. I want all this to come out. And this, by doing it this way, putting some water, wiping it off, letting it dry, it's just going to give every little possibility of this, to make it look random and to make it look really cool. And again, this is really simple to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wash this off one more time. I'm going to stop the camera. Then I'm going to let it dry one more time, and then we'll come back to see the finished product. Woohoo! And there we go, we're all finished. I went ahead and wiped them down a couple more times, put them underneath the sink, just so I can get the exact look I wanted. I even scuffed them up a little bit just because I wanted his skin to look a little bit rough. But you can just see how doing the weathering just really brings everything out. It's amazing how this is only a $13 figure. It's got really good weight to it. You can see now in the back how all these muscles get brought out. And I used about like 10 cents worth of the paint. Well, probably not even 10 cents, probably like 5 cents worth of paint. Just a little bit of time. I see I have some dark areas in here. I can go in there and wipe those off. But overall, I think he just looks fabulous. Alright, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And I'm going to start working on my Imperial Guard helmet. Hopefully I'll be able to get that video out by next week. And I shall talk to you soon.